Hey guys, how you doing today? Um, I said I would share a little bit about my experience meeting with my star family, and I just came into the realization a day or two ago that it was in fact the Irma, and that wasn't just a surprise, but I will share the experiences I had and maybe some of the memories. But the first thing I want to tell everybody is that there are a lot of different pictures and things going on the internet. It's always good to use your discernment. But I had an experience probably 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, where I knew before I had even heard of the Irma, before I'd seen pictures, I was involved in clearing parts of myself. And I experienced that part of myself and I saw it as this lion headed being. And I kind of knew about some beings like that from Egypt. But so I had a pretty clear inner vision of what it looked like, even felt what it felt like. And I kind of file 13'd it and put it away, said, okay, maybe it's real, maybe it's not. But that part and that experience stayed with me and turned out to be very true. At the time, I had a lot of things going on, so I wanted to discern everything, but everything came true with that. So there was a period where I was really trying to find my soul family, and it was kind of hidden, or I was hidden, or it wasn't the right time, and I wasn't feeling a strong inner resonance to see it as the Irma. But the other day, I was just kind of wondering, and before I started with the Irma Earth uh, Galactic Ambassador position, that was something I got from a higher level that I was given as a position to do, a means of service. So, at that moment, I had an interaction, I think, with the Irma that are actually in our orbit. And it wasn't a contact type of thing, at least in the way I would perceive contact. It was more just like some form of maybe telepathy. But I just kind of knew that, you know, my soul family at that moment was them. And then about a year ago, I had an experience where I was going through a lot of hard things, and I went to sleep. I've always had lucid dreams, vivid dreams, the ability to wake up in my dreams. So that world is sometimes as real as this one. But in my dreams, it was like almost like for a while I had been visiting these two like family members of mine, but they were like big cats. And in my dream, it wasn't very clear that it was like the Irma. But I did realize that when I was in my dream, my hand didn't feel like a hand. And when I would look down at it, it was like extended, like out, like a lion's paw with like the thumb down here, you know. And when I wanted to grab something, I had to like retract my claw, you know. And so that's kind of how the Irma's hands are. They have hands that are very similar to cats. They're not human hands. They don't have human bodies. They're like big cats from lions and tigers that walk on their two legs and that evolved into that form. So in the dream, I was one of them. And I didn't focus a lot on the hand. It felt kind of weird because maybe I would have gone into hysteria if I knew what was going on. But yeah, I was in that form. And I learned a lot. I felt really like alone for a long time, and because I didn't have a lot of interaction with other ETs or other races, I didn't know who my soul family was, but I felt like I had a really strong intuition. And so they came and they visited me, and they just sat and hung out, and we all talked, and I got to have a very real interaction with them. And then that whole day, I was just asleep during the day, and I was in and out of sleep, talking with them and learning. And it was really clear that they came to visit me because I was maybe my soul also was in a point of distress and really needed to have some sense of identity. And so the experience left, and as usual, I followed 13'd it, didn't put extras on it until 2 days ago when I just realized they were all connected and that yes, in fact, my experiences that I had as being one of them was real. And So to be clear, I don't know about the history. I have to go back and study some of the history of the Lion Wars and get it from the right places. But I do know that the Irma, I had a memory actually also. I don't call myself a starseed, but as a starseed, um, I remembered not being from this creation, coming from some place outside of this creation, from a universe really, really far away. And the feeling was like I came here to help, and I was asked. And that part of me really came in around 2018 when this love frequency just started coming in. These new understandings of love, seeing everything from a foundation of love, love being the base key frequency for everything, and everything done through love. And I learned that from 2015 to 2021. So I had an easy way to communicate with them. It must have been telepathy. And from what I've learned, the telepathy is not maybe like people would think. It's not like, oh, this person's thought comes in your mind, a little bubble pops, and you hear their voice. No, it's pretty like almost like a kind of like a computer. We're all kind of connected in weird ways, and that hasn't really been fully revealed. But I've also had other experiences where I just knew immediately what the other person was feeling and thinking. And I didn't even have to say anything. Words were just not needed at that point because they became a waste because they knew what I was thinking and feeling also. So I communicated with them telepathically, and they didn't really want me to say a lot about them when I had this experience. They were very serious about protecting their culture and not letting the distorted mechanisms back then that humanity had to kind of demonize, destroy, or even humanize what they were. They needed to keep themselves and their culture in a certain way. And I think it has to do with how things will be in the future when we interact with a lot of these beings. Because they're going to be, I think, kind of guides and helpers with us. They've been assisting us. So this was my first experience with really interacting with my soul family that is in orbit around the Earth. And so when I recently came on to begin this channel and this page, I just had this inner vision knowing of them saying you need to go ahead and let people know that you're going to be an ambassador, and that it's what we want. I'm sure there's others, but for me it was nice to finally have something that I could know. I have a home, I know where I'm coming from, I know where I'm going. And there are some really beautiful things about the Urmah, and some of our history that we got to bring back. So the memories on top of the experience where I was going right from sleep to meeting with them, talking to them, it was done with a little bit of a like kind of like not being directly forward about who they were. I just knew them as family because I was maybe in the form of my soul. But it was really comforting. It was really nice. And throughout the day after I dreamed, I kept seeing that part of me, which was a cat. And it was like kind of growing. It was evolving. I probably was like kind of young cat back years ago. And then I had to wait for things to change on this planet before I could even heal my wounds because of interferences. And so finally those things healed, and I was able to kind of work more on this part of myself. So it's been growing, and I've been growing, and it's been quite a journey. So I just wanted to share that. They're beautiful beings and here to definitely help.